And welcome back, everyone. Well, you may be thinking about holding a small get-together this season, and our next guest is all about hosting and helping you create memorable moments with your family and friends. Please welcome to the show the creator of the website, warmhousestory.com. I love that, Jason Berke. Hi, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
It's fun to say that.
It's great.
Hello,
yeah,
Jason. I won't. Are you with me? We're a dying breed. There aren't a lot of young Jasons.
There are not. Yes, and I wish there were because
it's a nice name.
It's a new life, a new spirit.
Yes. Hello, parents. Jason's a good name.
It's great.
Anyway, we were the #1 name the 1974, and that was it. Then we dropped off the charts like Milli Vanilli.
Well, I had like 5 Jasons in my kindergarten class.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, that's not why you're here. Okay, so you're all about making it easy for folks that aren't you to create a warm party environment, right?
That's right.
Okay.
I help people create atmosphere, and so I call myself an atmospherist. So it's a mix of all the senses.
Generally speaking, what is the biggest mistake people make? Do they try to do too much, Jason?
I think so. The things I'll talk about today are about making it easy.
Yeah.
Entertaining is one of the most intimidating things for people, and they make it harder
on
themselves.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's look at some examples. Where are we starting here?
Sure, we're going to start over here.
Okay.
So I've got a couple place settings here today, and sometimes people struggle on like, how am I going to make the right colors? Will it look good? And so I always turn to nature as the inspiration. So here I have some amber maple and some celosia and some greenery, and these actually have lots of really interesting colors in them.
Yeah.
And if you just turn to nature as your guide, you kind of can't go wrong.
Is it the same principle, Jason, when you're like decorating a room, and I always see these shows, people love a pillow, and then they design all of the colors based on that one pillow. Is that kind of the same concept here?
I think so, like a pillow or a rug, where you use like all of the colors, because, really it's a nice starting point for the ratio of colors you use and how you use them.
And I was going to say, a lot of this stuff, like, so you went off just that one flower and then you went from there.
Correct. So I love to mix craft from modern craft and old things as well. And so here, to pull out the greens, I used an antique plate that I thrifted, along with this wonderful handmade ceramic base. I made a little napkin bouquet for someone's place setting with the flowers, and then brought in other elements. The paper here has a tiny bit of yellow in it as well, which this preserved dahlia
has the yellow in it.
Has the yellow as well. And so then I just got to go raid my cupboards and
I was going to say, because conventionally I wouldn't think of this as something to put on a table, but it works.
Absolutely. Ribbons are amazing because you can just kind of put them in between, and they don't add height, which will interrupt a conversation across the table.
Because thank you for saying that, because I know people want big even at a wedding, when you have those big centerpieces that are the size of a peacock, you can't see the person on the, am I right?
Yeah, no, big birds and such, yes.
You can't have that. Now, you're going kind of with the same thing on this one, too. I noticed the ribbon on that, too.
This is another example using the same principles. So here I used some beautiful blue flowers, some purple herbs, some white statice, and a little bit of this brown pod.
Okay.
And this is the third night of Hanukkah tonight, so I wanted to show something in a range of blues. Hanukkah doesn't have to be blue and white. It can be a mix. So I still used nature, same philosophy, still using new and old together here, and then pulling out some of the colors in this paper, for example, and in the flowers with the little addition of purple.
And can we just acknowledge the silverware? That's really cool.
Yeah, it's navy, and so it's a fantastic, like, splurge, I guess.
Yeah.
But for those who celebrate Hanukkah, it might be a good investment.
Absolutely. Okay, next.
Yeah. So another thing at Warmhouse Story that I do in workshops is teach about edible floral charcuterie.
Okay.
So it's not just up in your charcuterie game, which is part of it, but it's how.
Is it still hot? Are charcuterie boards still hot right now, Jason?
Oh, they continue to rise and rise in many different ways. People are doing a lot of creative things on those nice big boards.
Because a lot of local makers, it's their #1 seller are a variety of charcuterie boards.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I wanted to share a few tips.
Yeah.
One, if you're having a gathering and people don't know each other, you may not want a big board where everyone has to dig in together. You can do individual charcuterie plates, and that way people don't have to worry about dipping in each other's hands. So this is a little mini, tiny edible flower.
Especially if you have dirty friends, right, Jason? Jason.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want keep
Not you,
that.
Kendall. No,
Yeah.
I'm not calling you out.
Yes,
but, yeah.
you might have like one plate for that one friend, like
Yeah.
off to the side, right?
Exactly.
Yes. And then here I'm just showing more of a presentation on a more traditional board, albeit small. And so a few things going on. You can cut your cheese here to alternate and create a pattern.
Okay.
You can fold your salami to look more like petals. You can add the edible flowers on the top. And then off to the side here, I have a chocolate hummus with lavender, also adding an edible floral element. And lavender is a wonderful pairing with chocolate.
That's chocolate hummus?
Chocolate hummus. It's in almost all the grocery stores now.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have a little bit of a mostarda. It's cherry and mustard mix. And the thing with edible flowers is some are bitter and some have kind of no flavor. Some are in the middle.
Okay.
So I created a little bite here today, which has a gardenia leaf and then some meat and cheese and a little bit of that mostarda.
Is that for me?
That is for you to try. Yes.
I love the segment that ends with a little bite here. That is real good.
Yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of that bitter. It's like a cocktail with bitters, but you want to add something sweet to balance that out along with the flour.
And now it's going to be fun trying to talk. Say thanks to Jason. For more information, head to warmhousestory.com and find him on Instagram too. Search, you guessed it, Warmhouse Story. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this, everyone. That is really good. And the flavors keep coming.